Good morning and welcome to the last of the 4 online sessions that we've done this year for pitching for the startups that are part of this year's program of Bind 4.0. For those of you that don't know what Bind 4.0 is, you should do, because it's, at least in Spain, I think probably Europe, but certainly within Southern Europe, it's one of the best, if not the best, industry-focused acceleration program. So they're very focused on open innovation. They have 70 corporate partners that run paid pilot schemes with deep tech startups. So what we're doing this year is, until now, it's been very focused just on the side of the corporates and the open innovation. And this year, we're helping them from Ionic to extend a little bit and the side of investment, because obviously the two things are sides of the same coin. It helps if you've got more investment to build better products, which then help obviously with the paid pilots and with contracts with the corporates. So we've done, this is the 4th of the online sessions we've done. The next one will be live in person in Bilbao on the 6th of July. Very recommended, I think, because apart from meeting I think it's 19 of the 21 startups will be pitching, because 2 of them aren't looking for investment. But apart from meeting the startups themselves, which is always of interest, during the day there will be a presentation of the pilots that they've been running with the corporates. So if you are an investor and you're interested in one of the startups, it's a great moment to talk to a customer that's actually been working with them and get their feedback in terms of sort of the technological and commercial viability of their solution. Apart from that, obviously, there's everybody's very focused on deep tech that will be there. So very much recommend getting in touch if you're interested in coming along on the 6th of July in Bilbao. And if you're a startup that's watching us, and you're thinking about presenting to Bind 4.0 next year, very highly recommended. We've seen all the startups, obviously they've been running this year, and they've all been extremely happy with the program and obviously the opportunity to run paid commercial pilots is never to be turned down. So anyway, without much ado, we'll jump into today's invited investor, Rafael from Telefonica Ventures. Thank you very much for being with us today, Rafael. Well, listen, the floor's all yours to tell us about Telefonica Ventures, and then I'll start bringing the startups on screen for the pitching.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Tom, for the invitation to having me in this amazing event. To listen in the first way, the companies want to change something in the world. So first of all, I don't know if maybe everyone know about the Telefonica, but know about the Telefonica Ventures. But Telefonica Ventures is one of the Telefonica corporate venture capital vehicle dedicated to strategy investments. Strategy investment because has to be alignment with the strategy for the Telefonica. What is the strategic or the verticals important for Telefonica? Right now, we are looking for the companies more to approach to the clean tech, fintech, and logistic, and also in energy. But we also has very focused in our core business in Telefonica, such as the networks, the communication, and the cloud and cyber security. And in terms of the valuation and the stage, typically we are looking for the company has a product market fit in growth stage, and the average ticket is from 350,000 euros to 5 million, always minority stakes. The geographic is globally, but we really preference for startups in Brazil, Latin, Spain, UK, Germany, absolute in United States and Israel as well. And about the Telefonica, we are a corporate venture capital, so we invest directly in companies, but also we are invest indirectly as a LPs in different funds. We are involved in 13 funds around the world, 2 in California, 1 in Israel, and the rest of the world. The last year we create in collaboration with the CAF funds important vehicle to looking for the deep tech technologies, and in collaboration with BBVA and GoHub. And for only tell you something for me, I invested in Madrid, but I am original from Alicante. I am engineer of telecommunications, passionate with the venture capital startup innovation. I am collaboration in Judge and ICA speaker. So yeah, I think I like this kind of the ecosystem and help the startup want to change this world.
And I'm just going to add another sales pitch for Telefonica generally, but obviously as Telefonica Ventures invests in strategically interesting companies for Telefonica, I think it's a plus for yourselves as well as a VC. So we've got one of our recent investments, Be My Vega, is being supported commercially by Telefonica. And these are the data he gave me, that there's 1,800 salespeople out there supporting them in the day-to-day of their sales of the technology. So
yeah, exactly.
it's a huge added value for any company that's being invested in by Telefonica.
Yeah, this is Tom. This is the idea to span and to put inside of the Telefonica and to span in the rest of the footprint, whilst Telefonica has the operation business.
Yeah, and I can and for those of the 3 startups that are here in the back in the room at the moment.
Yeah, but also Tom, I mentioned only brief overview. Is like okay, we have another vehicle for seed company called Wida.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I think we have all the scope for different stages of the companies.
Completely agree. From an external, non-biased point of view, I completely agree in that respect. So unfortunately, we don't have the guy from Enline, Manuel, hasn't yet connected. So Luis, I'm going to bring you on screen to start with Follow Inspiration. And then hopefully by the time you finish, then we'll be connected. So if you could start sharing your screen. It's not your fault that you're not yet doing it, because as I brought you on screen by surprise, and then I'll add your screen, and then we can start with your pitch.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
For those of you that connected, there's 4 minutes for pitching, and then there's 5 minutes for questions. If you'd like to ask any questions yourselves, then feel free to do so, or any comments, and we'll put them on screen. Okay. I'll add yours and I'll disappear off, and I'll be back in 4 minutes. Good luck.
Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. I'm Luis, I'm the CEO and the founder of Follow Inspiration. Follow Inspiration, it's a robotics producer company with a proprietary technology and product capable to automate the process of transportation of goods inside the factories and warehouses, using always autonomous mobile robots to perform this transportation in a completely autonomous mode. With our technology and products, we typically solve problems like the lack of human resources for repetitive and physically dangerous tasks, problems with the cost of the work, the lack of productivity and flexibility. Every industry face these problems nowadays. We are talking about a market that are increasing and with a more and more busy warehouses and the necessity to increase the production because the population needs, the automatization is the way to respond accordingly to the society needs. The companies are investing in order to have a more disruptive production systems, and the European Union are putting a lot of effort and a lot of money to improve these kind of technologies in Europe and inside the factories to optimize these sectors. So, Follow Inspiration have a patented technology already granted in several regions on the globe, and this technology it's a technology that allow every robot to navigate in a more accurate way and 100% autonomous way. We have a software of autonomous navigation that can be implemented in every robot using mainly computer vision and AI to navigate without the necessity to use additional infrastructure to operate. In a more specific view, I'm sorry about the sound. In a more specific view, we have a product line of autonomous robots split in two different families and models. The first one, it's about the autonomous mobile robots, these ones. The second one, it's the autonomous forklifts, capable to transport from 100 kilos until 2 tons of cargo, always in a 100% autonomous way and connected to our fleet management platform, where we can see everything in real time about the robots, communicate with them in real time, and connect all the actions through our platform to other platforms like SAP or MES, according to the client need. This is a real operation that we are implementing with the biggest retailer here in Portugal to robotize the stock replacement inside the stores, the supermarkets. Uh, Additionally, we are already developing the next step of autonomous transportation, and that it's the integration of cobots and robotics arms into our industrial autonomous mobile robots. And with this, we can achieve autonomous picking process and not only the transportation. We are doing this with Continental and Volkswagen here in Portugal to automate the picking process. For example, the Volkswagen to picking the batteries and put the batteries autonomously from the pallet to inside the car. So we are already in implementation our solution with important clients in Portugal, and the goal is to grow internationally, starting in Spain, France, or Germany. In Spain, we already are doing commercial approach through two programs of acceleration, Divine 4.0, and in Valencia with Lanzadera, part of Mercadona group.
I'm gonna have to stop you there, Luis, to
problem
carry
at
on.
all. Yeah.
Okay.
This
If you want
year,
to switch,
just to finish, this year we will achieve 1 million in revenue, and this for the next 2 years we already have contracts signed to achieve 2 million in 2025. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Brilliant. Perfect. Okay, I'll disappear off again and I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so Luis, I don't know if I, because I need to clarify something.
Yes.
You know, in terms of the competition and the market, this is, I think it is huge. I don't know what is really your value proposal, and for you, who is your main competitors in this line?
The robotics producers. We are a robotic producer with hardware, of course, and software. The hardware, it's a common thing for us. We don't produce internally the hardware. We assemble them. We perform the design of the robots, send to the factories. They produce, and we assemble and put our main thing, that it's the software. Okay, the intelligence that we are giving to the robot. So the main competitors, it's the other robotics producers.
Okay, and I know you are protect, no? You have any patents to protect this kind of the commercialization or the build. Okay, and where producer your robots, in which country you
Yeah.
produce?
Yeah, we have 2 patents submitted and already granted. All of them we are already granted in United States, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Japan, Europe, of course, and still pending in Emirates. We produce in Portugal. We are based in Portugal, in
Yeah.
Oporto, and we produce typically the autonomous mobile robots, the red ones here around us with the factories, and the forklifts we produce in China.
Okay, understood. In terms of the go-to-market, what is the typical company focus or ideal company in terms of the size, no? Or the you think is the best option to use your product?
Typically, we sell to companies with a lot of cadency, a lot of production internally. Automotive
Mm?
sector, the tier 1s, tier 2, and tier 3 of automotive sectors, plastics, chemicals, for example, cork. Nowadays in Portugal, it's a huge sector, are purchasing as autonomous forklifts, for example. The retailers are asking us a lot for this kind of solutions, because they don't have human resources to perform the stock replacement during the night inside the store. So they are using us to robotize and automate this kind of process. And even in the e-commerce part, in the warehouses where are performing e-commerce things and picking, they are using this kind of robots to transport everything and leave the physical efforts that the humans and the persons typically need to do to perform these tasks. But it's typically companies with a lot of cadency, a lot of production, and a lot of square meters to face and to transport.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think people in the audience ask something, but last question for me is like, is this is your first company you built?
It's my first company, yeah.
Okay, understood.
But we create Follow Inspiration in 2012, so we already have 11 years, so with a completely scalable product.
Okay, understood.
And as Rafael said, there is a question from the audience. So if you can read it out on screen and answer, that would be fantastic.
Okay. Well, its contracts already signed, because it's our client submit public grant from the typical European funds and so on, and they contract us through these European funds to implement in their stores. So we are right now producing the robots to implement in 2023 and in 2024 and beginning of 2025. Okay, this project give us more than 1 million, and we already another ones in the pipeline nowadays, in accordingly with 5-6 million. With leads and the proposals submitted, and we will achieve, of course, more leads. I don't know if I answered the question.
Sort of. He then asked about defensibility, but we'll jump to the next one. Manuel from Enline is now connected. I can't see that he started his camera, so I'll bring him on screen. Thank you very much, Luis.
Thank you for the
Oh, sorry, and I cut you off. I didn't mean to. My apologies. And I'll bring on Manuel. Manuel, if you could start sharing your screen, then I'll add it to the screen. And for the rest of you,
good morning. Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Sorry for my delay. I was finishing a call with a customer. I apologize.
No problem. Customers come first.
Yes.
Very
Okay.
important.
Let me know if you see my screen now. It's coming probably.
Not yet. I'll see it here and down below and add it in a second. For the rest of you that are connected, I did say this before we joined the stream, but if you could start sharing just before we finish the questions on the previous one, that would be brilliant, because then it's a smoother flow to that.
Okay. Now I think you can see it. Give me a second. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And Tomas, thank you very much for the question. We always appreciate getting questions from the audience. Makes it more interesting for everybody else sometimes. So anybody else feels like asking a question, feel free to do so. Okay, we've now got your screen, so I will disappear off and I'll be back in 4 minutes. Good luck.
Okay. Can you see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good morning. My name is Manuel Lemos. I'm CEO and co-founder of Enline. Welcome to the revolution of the energy sector. We are bringing advanced mathematics and physics to change the way we create digital twins. We don't need any more sensors and hardware. This is a completely different process where we use only internet and data to build very detailed digital twins using physics and mathematics. And with this process, we don't need sensors. Basically, it's very fast to implement. It's a proven technology. We have already customers on 5 continents. We have a lot of predictive analytics using AI, and we are really a net zero carbon emission technology. No sensors, no hardware, no need of travels, no need of face-to-face meetings. All the process is through the internet. We can also reduce losses up to 30% and is unbeatable in terms of price, reliability, speed to implement, and impact in the environment. We can talk later about this. We are in the entire process from generation of energy, transmission, distribution, and high consumption, okay? We work in real time, predictive analytics, dynamic line rating, losses reduction, fault location, even for wildfire prevention, optimization of engineering, risk management, vegetation and landslide management, all using advanced modeling, computational modeling, using physics and mathematics. Okay, this is really the big change. We have 5 softwares, all software as a service models. We have big impact from OPEX costs to CAPEX costs, losses reduction, speed to implement more than 2,000 kilometers per day of lines. And this is really generating value to our customers. Our customers are from TSOs and DSOs, power generation companies, smart cities and critical infrastructures, assets, mining companies and industrial companies, electromobility and railways, up to risk management. We are in the entire cycle of energy. Okay, the market is very big, and we are growing with the market also. We have currently customers. This is the process of the last 3 years of sales. We are in 5 continents, growing using our offices in Portugal, Germany, Brazil, and Peru. The team is this one. We have 4 members at the management board, and we have more than 25 engineers, specialized PhDs and masters in different areas. In terms of shareholder structures, the founders still with near 70%. We have some VC investor in also KIK Innoenergy from the European Union. Our sales have been growing fast, especially after COVID, and we expect for this year to be above 1.5 million. Currently, we already have secured that value at mid of the year. Probably we're going to come to 2 or 2.5 this year, and this is a fast resume of our company. Thank you very much, and I will be open for your questions. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Manuel. Perfectly timed. So I'll take off your screen now, and you've got 5 minutes for questions, Rafael. Again, if anybody from the audience wants to launch a question, we're very happy to incorporate it into the conversation.
Yeah, Manuel. Yeah, Manuel, first of all, congratulations for the explanation and the clarification about the company. you know, I think right now the clean tech is really hype for all founders, and the market is emerged, no? Or more people are looking for the impact, no? I don't know in terms, because your company really performs very well. Currently, you are looking for the fundraising or business. What are really because I think your company's growth very, very well. I don't know if you have also operation, because you comment your company is globally, but I don't know if you have agreements with the local resellers, or you have operation in different countries. Explain me about the what really you are looking for, and about the operations.
Very good. And thank you very much, Rafael. First of all, we are now very advanced in the CDA
Okay.
to raise approximately 4 million euros with La Caixa and Santander from Spain.
Cool.
And this is a question of very few weeks, let's say, to be closer. This is very advanced. Then second, about operations, we have small offices in these regions where I showed: Germany, Portugal, Peru, and Brazil. But 98% of the team works remotely. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We work remotely. Currently, we received an invitation from Plug and Play to establish our company in Silicon Valley. We went there 2 weeks ago to the Plug and Play Summit, and we are thinking to move our management team to Silicon Valley, at least to try a part of the team, at least 2 members. We already spoke about that. But in terms of operations, we're gonna keep the structure, especially in Brazil and Peru, for the costs of people. It's much easier to find qualified people for lower costs. And then the sales and management will be between Europe and US. And US, because it's really the #1 market for our technology.
I think the company have a real match with our business in Telefonica. I don't know if you speak with somebody in Telefonica or never.
It's getting hello.
Yeah, could you hear me, Manuel? I think you are frozen.
Yeah, I think his connection's gone.
Yeah,
Manuel, if you come back.
more interesting company, I think.
Yeah, well, it's you can just see, just looking at the slides, you can. Oh, okay, he's disappeared. All right, well, we'll jump to but you can see from the slides that there's a fit. Okay, wait a second, he's back. Let me see. Let's see if he's.
Hello,
Manuel, can you hear us or not?
Yeah, I think that the Wi-Fi in the hotel I am now failed, but I came in the phone. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll leave Rafael just to make his last comment, because I think it's of interest to you, and then I'll come back in.
Yeah, it's only the question is about the. I really think we have a match with your company, but I don't know if you are start conversation with Telefonica group or with somebody, I don't know, or who, or, oops.
Telefonica. I use Telefonica in Peru because it's my grid operator. When I go to Peru, I'm your customer, let's say. But for this kind of things, ventures is the first time we are speaking with someone from Telefonica.
Okay, understood. But I think Thomas has a great question about how is the time of the implementation of your solution.
Yeah, the implementation can take few days, okay, less than 1 week, if we have all the data, or even 1 day. We have some cases where we implemented in 24 hours for a critical case in a fault location. But this is very fast. It's a question of few days, few weeks in maximum.
And in terms of the competitors, who is there really?
We have no competitors at this level of sensorless. All of them are using sensors. different kind of sensor in conductors or cameras or lidars, etc. But with this approach of advanced, let's say, mathematics and finite modeling, elements, elementos finitos, finite elements, we are the very single one right now. I don't know if someone is developing this, but up to now we don't see other company at this level. We know other companies like PlexiGrid doing things of power flow, but very far away from what we are doing in terms of the, let's say, granulometry and detail. They don't do the fault location now we do. They don't produce loss. They just calculate power flow, energy coming, energy exit, and very general. But we believe that in the future companies will bring technologies. The market is so big. Only to give an idea in terms of market, in the next 7 years, we will need to build almost the same extension of transmission lines we have now. We have 100 million kilometers in the world, and then in the next, let's say, 10 years, because this article was from some years ago, but in 7 years, more or less, we need to double, and the investment is huge. And why? Because renewables are making a big pressure in the system. Electromobility, the distributed energy sources, transmission lines are not prepared for this, and we need to really focus on lines. There are many studies about investments, and is one of the biggest markets now in the energy field are transmission lines.
Brilliant. Manuel, I'm going to have to cut you off there because
sorry.
No problem. But with the technical problems as well, we sort of jumped over time.
Very well.
So Mitchell, I'll if you could start sharing your screen, and then I'll bring you online.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much,
weekend.
Sorry
for my delay.
Bye. And I'll bring on Mitchell here. And Mitchell, if you could just start sharing your screen.
Yes.
Somebody had just launched a question. So Manuel, if you can answer them on the event in LinkedIn, then they can get the answer. It doesn't tell us who it is. There must be a third level connection or something of mine. So Mitchell, you have started sharing screen? Thank you.
Okay,
and
so
I will disappear off, and I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Okay, can you see my screen?
We can.
Okay, great. So hello, my name is Michal. I'm the member of the board of RVMagnetics, and I want to present you something unique, and it's the smallest sensor of physical quantities in the world. We call it microwire. On the screen, you can see the real size of the sensor in my calling hands. It's smaller than a human hair. But some basic information about the market and about our potentials. What we are doing, we are trying to provide the data and collect the data from very challenging environments. We are focused on markets where all other sensors like the strain gauges, thermocouples, or G sensors fail. We have the position on a sensors market or micro sensors market, which has a very nice numbers and 2-digit growth. But the drivers of the whole sensors market are different. It's the industrial IoT market and the AI market, which is much more huge and has really nice ratios of growth. So what we have the sensor, which could you implement on your device or embed it into almost any device and measure the physical quantities, which temperature, vibration, position, mechanical stress, and all other quantities like the torque, position, linear motion. It's our own technology, patented technology. We had 2 patents from last year, and it's developed by us. We have a lot of clients from different industries. We can call it industrial IoT or industrial 4.0 industry, where all our clients need to measure something what wasn't able to measure before. We are focused on two segments or two industries. It's the electric engines and the composite materials. But as you can see, we have a lot of clients also from the assembly industry, from the battery industry. We have right now 8 paying clients from Fortune 500, respectively from Fortune 500 global ranking, and on top of it, 40 plus paying clients, which are smaller than these Fortune 500 companies. If we are talking about the numbers, in this year, in our revenue, we will be very close to 1 million euros. Last year, it was over 600,000 euros. If I compare our sensors with other sensors, yes, there is a lot of sensors, strain gauges, thermocouples. But if you create that, that you need to contactless sensors, very small, which survive very harsh conditions, there is no such technology as a microvirus from RVMagnetics. So a few words about the company. We are based in Slovakia, in Košice. 23 people right now, 16 of them in a technical team. Most of them has the PhD from the microvirus, but from different point of view, from the chemicals, from magnetism, from the physics. The whole company is managed and led by Professor Varga, who is a very known scientific person in a field of the sensing and the magnetism in the world. A lot of publications and a lot of citations. The technical team is led by a very experienced manager, Mr. Marhevka, with 17 plus years experience in managing the companies. What we are looking for? We are looking for the investment in a Series A, so minimally 3.5 million, which we want to use for growing, to grow, and this is the time, probably. Am I right?
You're brilliant. Yes, you've run out of time.
3.5 million, we are looking for minimum.
That's right. If you want to flick through there you go. You flick through the other slides, then you can just see. Just before Rafael, just before you jump in with your questions, Tomas, thank you, Tomas. Keep the questions rolling. It's always useful. Makes a quick question. So if you could answer this, Michal, and then Rafael will jump in with his questions. So where do you not apply the sensor, and why not?
Okay, we are not able to have the signal through the 10 centimeters of magnetic material. So we can have the signal through the 1 centimeter depth metallic or magnetic material, but through the 10 centimeters, no. We are not trying to compete with the standard sensors like the thermocouples. If you want to measure the temperature in your room, you can buy the Chinese thermocouple for a few cents, and that's it. But if you want to measure the temperature from the human body or from the inner parts of the electric engines without the cables, contactlessly, there is no other technology. So yes, there is a lot of applications where we are not. Okay, we could have the signals and we could measure the values, but why to do it if you have proved cheaper and standard sensors or technologies? So we are much more focused on very harsh conditions or harsh environment conditions.
And that was his second question. So what are the most common use cases at the moment? What do most of your customers do?
As I mentioned, the electric engines. So as an encoder for the position, the temperature, or the vibration of the engines. This is the let's say 35-40% of our turnover or the customers. The same size group is are the composites, the rubber composites or the carbon fiber composites. Small the glass composites, but still all these two groups is around 75-80% of our customers, and the rest of them is from the civil engineering. Some of them are from the medtech industry.
Okay, all right. With that, Rafael, sorry about that. It's all yours, and I'll be back in 3.5 minutes left.
Michael, thank you for the time and the explanation. You comment that you has two focus to the possible clients, but what is the strategy to go to market? You using their sellers? You are using the normal key account manager?
Okay. We have the lucky that we have higher demand than we can supply right now. So that's the reason why we are trying to have the investment to create bigger technical team to deliver much more project for our clients. So at the end, we are much more focused on early adopters of the technology, the clients which adopt absolutely new physics of the sensors and be that partners which implement the technology in their products and put it on the market. So we have the clients which are from the sensors industry. They are big or bigger companies, and this is also our, let's say, the evangelist. Yes, we can have few sales guys, and we have it, but it's mainly about it's not the standardized solution which when you have the catalog and offer the standard sensors.
Yeah, this is my question, because I think when you try to sell the deep tech technologies, more complicated to explanation, no? But for the reason is, what is your strategy to sell this product? Because yeah, if you want to scale the revenues, yeah, you have to
Okay, I will try to explain on the real example from our clients. It's the client which is the tier one automotive supplier, which need to measure in a special way the torque on a shaft for the electric engine. We are in the last phase of the prototypization, and at the end they will implement it into the all new series of the shafts in a volume 200,000 shafts per year in 2025/2026. So we standardly do it exclusively for the clients for each shaft or for each applications, and this type of partners are our evangelists, let's say.
How many passive sensors do you have in the market, approximately?
We are able to produce 100,000 sensors during the 15 minutes from 1 gram of metal. So that's the production capacity. Right now, we are finishing the few prototyping phases with the clients, and in 2025, at the beginning of 2025, we are starting with the first mass production stage. It will be in a few tens of thousands in 2025. In 2026/7, it will be close to million pieces.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Michal. We'll now bring on Ekrem from SenseMore. So Ekrem, if you could start sharing your screen, please, and then I'll add it to the stream. Brilliant. Very smoothly done. Okay, good luck, Ekrem. I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Hello, everyone. I'm Ekrem from SenseMore. I'm responsible for investment processes and investor relations. SenseMore basically is a deep tech company that focuses on machine health analysis. First of all, unhealthy machines start to increase their energy consumption, then it starts to damage other mechanisms. At the last point, it becomes inoperable and causes unexpected production downtimes. The financial equivalent of this problem is millions of dollars for a manufacturer. In addition to financial costs, there's a significant problem in the industry in terms of environment and sustainability. Only industry operations are responsible for 30% of global carbon emissions. This shows that industrial companies cannot reach their net zero targets without achieving healthy machines. To solve these big problems, we offer an AI-backed technology to predict and prevent machine malfunctions by providing an end-to-end solution, and this solution identifies root causes months in advance. Our solution consists of 3 main elements. The first one is the data acquisition devices to collect high-quality data. The second layer is the data-driven asset management platform to manage high-scale data, also visualization and monitoring. The third part is our main focus, the machine health AI analysis system, what makes our solution scalable. Based on our client data, SenseMore helps our users to achieve 90% less downtime, 20% longer machine life, 25% decrease in maintenance cost, together with 15% reduced energy consumption. To visualize the process, as the first stage of our solution process, our specialists perform an online site analysis in order to understand and observe the facility and the maintenance strategies already in use. Then the solution best fitting for customer needs is chosen among our different solution modules. Then the data is collected and uploaded to our platform. According to the analysis conducted by AI, machine health report is generated to inform the user. In case of a malfunction detection, our reliability engineers contact the maintenance engineers and explain the problem and the required actions. The maintenance team performs the controls and provide feedbacks on our platform. Our reliability engineers always keep close contact to maintenance personnel in order to increase the adoption and support cultural change in our customer. Here is a mini case study from biggest cement company in Turkey. It shows the effectiveness of our solution very well. Our AI predicted a failure and alerted the maintenance team with a machine health report, and the first signs of future failure were approved by our user and prevented from an unexpected downtime. Under our surveillance, there is no unexpected downtime occurred, and according to the customer data, they saved 6 days of possible downtime. They prevented 40,000 cubic meters of natural gas consumption, 10 to 15% lower carbon emissions in monitored equipments, and the ROI was 100x in just 3 months. Now we are in the scaling phase with this customer, and we are working with Turkey's biggest telecommunication company for network infrastructure and partnership. We have 3 co-founders with expertise in machine dynamics, business development, and AI. Now we have 18 full-time employees currently.
I'm gonna cut you off there, Ekrem.
This is the last page, by the way.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, as I mentioned in the case study, our most effective partner is the biggest telecommunication company in Turkey. With our experience with them, I would like to mention our collaboration opportunities with our guest investor, Telefonica. First, industrial companies need network structure in our high-scale projects. Second, Telefonica can be a significant sales channel partners of SenseMore, and this leads adding new product segments into their product portfolio. Lastly, SenseMore can reach new customers, partners, and also potential investors who are in Telefonica's extensive business network. Thank you for your time and all interest. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm glad to answer them.
Brilliantly done, Ekrem, and lovely to see there the personalization of the pitch for Rafael. Okay, I'll disappear off and I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, amazing, Ekrem, and thank you for the little explanation about the how you can use the technology in Telefonica. I don't know if you can explain a little more about the business model, because I think you don't. Oh, I forget. Sorry, the business model about the company. Could you explain a little more? Because I don't know if it's license or is a services or consultancy.
Sure. We have 3 different business models actually. First one is, as I said in the whole process, end-to-end value proposition together with the hardware, software, and AI. The second business model is providing white label licensing in relatively narrow markets such as marine or defense industries. We give white label licensing both our hardware and software. 3, The third one is the most exciting one, actually. We are in the field test processes with world's biggest machinery equipment producers, OEMs, and we are trying to combine our solution to create a built-in machine health solutions with the machines.
Understood. Clear. How many people are in your company?
Yeah, we are in 18 people right now.
18 people.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. And do you have any clients in different country, or what is your mainly focus country to deploy your solution?
Yeah, we have more than 60 corporate customers in 17 countries right now, and we are getting new customers. And our actually go-to-market strategy, our focus market is European market. We are targeting to make Europe our main market in relatively like in the long run, actually. Our focus industries actually for cement, as I mentioned in our case study, also pharma, FMCG, and iron and steel are focus customer segments. And we are targeting, as you guess, medium and large industrial players.
Okay, Tomás has a question. I think about the cement industry case. It's like, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Our case study took 3 months, actually, but in some problems, in some malfunctions, we can detect immediately. But in some default malfunction types, we need train algorithm. So we can detect malfunctions immediately. Some malfunctions we can need train our algorithm in some malfunctions, but this is not longer than 1 or 2 months.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Ekrem. So I'll jump to the last startup. So we've got.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Not at all. Thank you very much for being with us.
Rafael. See you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. And then I'll jump into Nicolas from Innomy. Here we go. So Nicolas, if you could start sharing your screen, and then I'll get.
Hello, can you see my screen and hear me properly?
I can now see your screen brilliantly. Thank you again. Very smooth. I'll
Perfect.
be back. I'll disappear off. I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Okay. Hello, I'm Nicolas from Innomy. We are a young company created by a group of Argentinian scientists. As Argentinians, we love meat. It is a key element of our culture. However, we know that meat production is taking the planet into a critical situation. At the same time, meat consumption is growing and growing every year, and this is no longer sustainable. As Argentinians and meat lovers, this hurts us deeply, but also encourages us to find a solution. Currently, the market offers us two options that are not good enough. On one hand, we have plant-based meat, which is full of ingredients. Ingredients that are non-sustainable, ingredients that are non-healthy, ingredients that are heavily processed. On the other hand, we have cell-based meat, which is poor in micronutrients, genetically modified, and extremely expensive. So, how can we enjoy the benefits of meat without harming the planet or compromising our health with insufficient options? Luckily, Innomy is here to offer you a third way, the right way, fungi-based meat. We can deliver the experience of consuming juicy meat with an exceptional product that combines high protein content, low environment impact, and the nutritional benefits of mushrooms. How can we do this? Our mushroom grows real tissues that replicate the animal muscle. For that reason, we don't need a long list of ingredients in order to build and keep the meat texture. Our product builds its own texture. We understand now why fungi-based meat could be better than alternatives. But why Innomy? The answer is simple, because of our solid-state fermentation. Most companies use liquid-state fermentation, which requires huge and expensive bioreactors. They also require a huge energy consumption and take 2 weeks on average to obtain similar products than ours. Our solid-state fermentation can be held in any food production facility using its existing equipment. All of this with a low energy consumption and in less than 1 week. Our business model is a B2B one, in which we develop innovative products and license the technology and the know-how to food production companies. We provide them our knowledge, our Coca-Cola formula, and they manufacture the products and take them to the final consumer. The most important asset that we have is our exceptional team, especially one of our founders, Francisco Cujar, who is a PhD in biology and one of the world's foremost experts in solid-state fermentation. So we would like you to join us in one of the toughest challenges that our generation will face, which is to replace and reinvent meat consumption. Join the third way, the right way, fungi-based meat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. Well, Rafael, it's a little bit of a jump from telecommunications to fungi-based meat, but obviously this is a worldwide problem, made worse given the current circumstances. So I'll leave you on screen for questions, and Tomas, feel free to fire away. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Nicolas, in my case, only tell you thanks for the explanation, but I am not familiarized about the food tech. But yeah, I think you have a good opportunity and a good product. But yeah.
Well, I'll fire away with a quick question. In terms of traction levels, so you mentioned that you're a B2B sales, but you haven't mentioned the customer base level of traction, historic traction, current levels. If you could talk us through that a little bit.
Of course. At this moment, we are in a phase of validating the actual scalability of our products. We have many MVPs already ready to be sold, and we are testing the scalability in actual industrial conditions. Since in our lab, it happens, we make it perfectly and properly, but we need to prove that the same fermentation process can be held in actual facilities. That's the project that we are doing in this Bind 4.0 program together with Mondragon Group. And we also have some customers in France, in Belgium, and in some regions of Spain, for which we are making customized products in order to make larger commercial agreements in the future. With every client that we work, we have to get through a phase of R&D and get exactly the product that they want. We have a burger like our base burger, but they want more spicy, more crunchy, etc. So we need to make some R&D efforts. We got some revenue for that, and then if everything is okay and we can scale in their plants, we make some commercial agreements for the future. We are still in the first phase. I hope that answers your question. And I'm sorry, Rafael, that I know that the Telefonica Ventures is not in the food tech world.
But that does bring me to a quick question in terms of sort of investors. So obviously, everybody involved in climate tech and food tech potential investors. But I was just wondering about defense, and I know this might seem a huge jump, but I'm wondering how small you can actually create a solid state fermentation plant. So, if you were able to create a container-sized solid-state fermentation plant and put that on the front lines of Ukraine and provide meat-based products in a week to soldiers on the front, I could imagine that would be rather interesting in the current context.
Of course, the only thing that we need is a room in which the temperature does not vary a lot, because a huge variation kills the mushroom, and also the place in which, in the critical moment, which is the inoculation of the substrate, that must be done in very clean conditions. That's all we need. And we need, of course, to provide inoculum, which is our Coca-Cola formula that I mentioned, to Ukraine. But that could be made in our lab here in Bilbao, transported to Ukraine, and in a very simple facility that can be done.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know how large they had to be, but it made me think that maybe there was the solution, because obviously defense is, I know NATO have just launched a 50 million a year line of non-dilutive financing for defense companies. Anyway, just an idea, something we can talk about in Bilbao on the 6th of July. Tomas hasn't failed us, and he's made a couple of questions here in terms of the market focus. You mentioned Argentina, but as I know, you're in Bilbao, and then
yes.
and the TRL level, and then the defensibility in terms of copycat. So if you
I'll try to answer shortly. First of all, the market. We are from Argentina, but based in Bilbao, and our idea is to use Bilbao and the Basque Country as a platform to jump to the world. We've been working in the last 2 years with European companies, but we have to face some regulatory issues because of the novel food and that kind of bureaucratic steps that we must get through. So we are looking at different markets like US and Singapore. Singapore, I would say that is the markets to focus, because they are actively looking for new sources of protein, and that's a perfect match for us. About TRL, we are between 4 and 5 in the way to be clear 5 to 6, since we are testing our product and our fermentation process in current real and significant conditions. And about the Coca-Cola sauce, our inoculum, the way to prevent copycats is that we never disclose how we do it. According to I'm the finance guy, so I can't assure you this by myself, but according to our R&D guys, it's extremely difficult to make a reverse engineering about our inoculum. And in the remote case that someone finds out how we make it, it's extremely difficult to stabilize it. The inoculum, the regular inoculum, let's call it, lasts for 6 hours. In 6 hours, the mushroom is dead, so it doesn't work anymore. Our inoculum can live for 2 weeks, so you can transport it wherever you want. And the way how we protect it is by industrial secret. We will never disclose how we do it. That is done in our facilities, and the fermentation process using inoculum as the main raw material, we can disclose that, and because it has to be made in the client facilities. I hope that answer your question, Thomas.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, we'll call it to an end now. I'll just bring Luis and Michael back on screen because they're here. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking part today. Thank you, Tomas. Pity we can't bring you on screen because you've played as much of a part of this as the rest of us. And just for those that are still watching, please remember 6th of July in Bilbao. If you are an investor and you're interested in coming, then please reach out. And for those startups that are connected, well, you know where to sign up for next year's Buying 4.0 program. So guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Rafael, and the three of you. Well, Rafael, I'm not sure if I'll see you in Bilbao, but I'll certainly see the other three of them in Bilbao, and hopefully we'll see you, or if not, online whilst we're there. Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Congratulations.